want to see, then it's literally a C, bro.
Well, all right, do another one. Do another one.
G, that's pretty close to G, A.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kyle, and this is one of two piles of trusses that just got delivered, and I've never seen a pile of trusses this tall on a post frame site because typically 8 foot on center, you know, you don't need a ton of trusses. We're still 8 foot on center, but at 304 foot long, we got 39 sets of trusses to install. That's times 2 because we've got 2 trusses coming together to make 1. It's a lot of work ahead of us, so let's get into it. All right, so with a lot of trusses comes a lot of purlins. In fact, there are 950 purlins that have to go on this roof. Doesn't seem like a lot, but trust me, it is a lot. We've got piles and piles of 2x4 18-footers around. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to make an efficient tool for us, a jig of sorts, so that we can do it really quickly. So I've been thinking about this. I did a little engineering in my head last night while I was laying to bed. So Greg, let's get this set up. Let's build this pallet. We got a lot of purlins to make, but we're not gonna make them all either. We're not gonna make them all. We don't want to open up bundles.
No. We want
just to sit there because in the humid weather and if it rains, 2x will start doing all this. If you keep them wrapped up, it stays a lot better. So we'll probably do one bundle at a time, hang trusses, then do another bundle. You're gonna put your 2x6s or 2x4s here. We're gonna screw them in. That'll allow us to fork the pile. Then on the end, we'll take a 2x8, stack that up, and then we'll run something right along the edge. My thoughts are, the amount of purlins we have to make, it pays to set this up and build this to hopefully make our job much easier. So the hope is that we'll be able to set our purlins on this pallet, butt them into a straight edge. It'll be all nice and squared up, and then we can repetitiously mark without having to, I mean, the hardest part is getting the whole pile lined up.
Squared up.
Squared up, yeah. So hopefully this really does it. Now what I'm gonna do is, these are gonna be intermediate, so we're just gonna do 1, 9, 7. 1, 9, 17. Okay, let's grab those boards.
Is this where we like it though?
It's gonna be good enough, you know what I'm saying?
Hope so.
It'd be way more consistent than trying to do it by hand every time. Are you on your mark up there? So I'd say, Greg, we'll take them all the way over. That's our first bay of purlins. So one side, one bay, 16 foot, 2 trusses, or 3 trusses, but spanning across 2 truss bays. We'll have 25 purlins going up and 25 going down the other side. So we got this jig set up. It took us, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes to set it up, as long as it, you know, saves us a ton of time over the course of making up. So I guess it's only 34 bays. So we got to do this 34 times, right there. So if it saves us 1 minute, but you know it's going to save us more than 1 minute per bay, then it's actually less time than the 20 minutes it took to set it up, because we'll save 34 minutes. That's at 1 minute savings. Do you think it'll be more than 1 minute savings?
I hope so.
Roll forward?
Roll forward.
Am I through?
Not yet.
Yeah?
Now you are. Did you leave one off or no?
I didn't, but it's the second one in, is the straight one.
Okay.
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
Oh, there we go.
Whoa, come on, buddy. You gotta be a little better than that.
I agree. I agree. My pencil got the best of me. I'm not used to this. I want a Pika, you know?
Oh, man.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. So time to mark out these trusses so we can start installing them. And what we're doing is basically marking out all of our purlin locations. I've had a lot of people have always said, why don't you have your truss manufacturer, when they run the lumber through the machine, because this is all getting like cut by a machine and it gets labeled in some places, just put a labeler on there and then they can mark out exactly where your purlins are. Listen, that sounds all great, but probably not that accurate. These things get built on a jig. When you start shoving all the lumber into the places, nothing is perfect. So if you are trying to lay out your purlins off of a mark that were done in the factory and then guys put them all together, it's probably not going to be that great. And honestly, it doesn't take us that long. So what we're going to do is, this is the peak of our truss. This is a mono truss. There's going to be another truss that goes right next to it. And we always start down 4.5. So Greg, I'm going to kind of keep this up. You mark 2 foot. We're going to mark every 2 foot for our purlin locations. Now the difference in this roof, it's over 50 foot long. So our steel length is 51 and some change. So that long requires, in my opinion, and that opinion of some professionals I've talked to, 2-piece steel. So we're not gonna run 1-piece steel. We're gonna have a 2-piece roof steel, which means we have an overlap in the middle. And we've also got to take special consideration of where these purlin locations are so that our overlap can be 2 even length pieces coming off the stack. If that makes sense, I don't want 2 different pieces of roof steel. I want them to be the same length so that it's easy for Greg and I to handle all the metal. We don't have 2 separate piles. We don't have to get things mixed up. So we're gonna get our 2 foot increments out. This is our end truss, which you can see these guys here are our 2 foot on center horizontal framing for our steel. And then once we get these 4 off, we'll get into our intermediates. And the goal here today, it's already about lunchtime. We've been making purlins and doing other stuff. Our goal is to maybe get the first bay of trusses started up there and locked down, because they're telling me tomorrow I should be getting a Magni telehandler, rotator, crane, whatever you call it. I think it's just a rotator. And then we're gonna really go to town. Hopefully we'll get Cole back here and really start putting up some trusses. So we got a lot of monotonous work here to get laid out. It's a pain because we got to make them all line up. So we got to make sure that the trusses are even on all the ends. Otherwise our marks are not consistent. So you can see, boom, we make them as level and straight as possible. And then once we've got our marks, we're just going to mark them down. And this is where we will install our purlins when we build our trusses. So what we're doing right now is trying to figure out where the center point is and how that looks with our purlins, because I haven't ordered my steel yet. And the center of my roof is 2510 and 13/16. So look at that, Greg. That's actually perfect, man. So 2510, 13/16. So this is about center. We're gonna have a purlin right here. This one will run up past, we'll nail it here. Then this one is gonna run down on top, unless we wanna spread it out more. Let's spread it out more. So here's the thing. This is about 4.5 inches, right? Mm-hmm. So if I go up at a foot, right? We add, instead of centered, we add 8 inches to this piece of steel. That means this piece of steel is gonna come down 8 inches. That's probably a little too far. Like if my screw line's here, do I really want my steel to overhang that much without any screws? It's probably fine, I guess.
Probably fine. I mean,
yeah. So if I go 7 inches longer, it should be then 7 inches longer this way, which will give me about 3 inches in overlap. I'm okay with that. So we've got a random purlin that we need to run here, right? We don't do a lot. We've only done one other, let me think about this.
2, we've done 2.
2 overlapped steel. Usually we do a 1 piece. So I just want to make sure that I don't mess this up, because if I order this steel wrong, I'm really in a hurt because it's probably, I don't know, $20,000 worth of roof steel. Good thing I ordered extra purlins, huh? So before we get any trusses up in the air, we've done all this wall framing and we've got some A-framing for bracing, but we need to get all of our walls somewhat plumb, and that is because the more trusses and the more framing we put on this building without it being locked in as plumb as possible, the more work we will have later. So we're gonna go ahead and get our walls plumbed up, locked in with chains. You guys have probably seen us do this. If not, we're gonna take these, I think these are 5/16 chained, 50 foot a piece, and we'll make X bracing, locking in our wall plumb. Greg's using the lift, so old man Kyle gets to do some climbing. It's not bad anyway. Snap binder. People are always in the comments saying, dude, you should get those ratcheting binders because then you can adjust ever so slightly the amount you want. And I feel like I've said this a million times, and that always goes to show that a lot of people in the comments will say, Kyle, you've told us this 100 times. We don't care, you know? But clearly there's a lot of people that don't listen every time. And even in this video, I probably am going to get somebody who's gonna say, don't use snap binders, use a ratchet binder, you can micro adjust. It just doesn't work that way. When you take a ratcheting binder and crank it over itself, guess what happens? It starts to turn the chain. And then when you let go, it spins. It's a pain in the butt. This is very easy with a snap binder to just feel your tension, know that you don't have enough, take another bite on a chain, and then just snap it. And if it's not perfect, guess what? We can change one link or another, or it's very easy to kind of move where it's at down here at the base. Or the other thing we've learned, and it's even easier, is if you just need a little bit of movement to plumb, like this right now is pulling my wall top this way. If my level, when I go check this corner, says I need to come more this way, but like just a 1/4 of an inch on my 12-foot level, all I have to do is just shove a board under this, like this, create a little bit of tension, and it will pull this over. Trust me, I've been doing this for over a decade, and if a ratchet was easier, I would use it. So there you go. This is what we're gonna do on all of our walls, get them locked in, get them plumbed up. And I'm not trying to be egotistical, like, yo, I've already know everything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I've tried the ratchets. I wish it worked better. And if you guys have a ratchet that somehow is miraculously better than any ratchet I've used, drop me a link down somewhere in the comments so I can take a look at it. I would love to take a look. I would love to take a look. So this needs to go over, I'd say 3/16. Yeah, that's gonna be growth, Greg. Well, this is how we fix it though. We're gonna straighten this out and then fix it at our door. Oh, that might be too much. All right, I think we got half of it. And because wood, if you leave it there with tension, it will slowly kind of pull the wood where you want it over time. And there's a lot of what I call stank on that chain, and I'm not gonna go any more right now. We're gonna let that just sit there. My X brace is holding the top plumb with my bottom. I still need this middle to come back about maybe 3/8 of an inch. End of the day, on 300 foot, if I go down there and I end up being pretty dang close, I ain't gonna worry about it. But if we can fix it, we're obviously gonna try. Okay, this needs to go that way. Okay, well that's good. It shows the same way. That's good.
Yeah, maybe take a bite.
Okay, so top, you need to go more.
Yep.
300 foot, guys, if you remember when we laid out the walls, I talked about the fact that we're putting 19 2x6s butt to butt, right? When we do that, we try to be the best we can, but these rows can grow independently of each other. They can't stay perfectly in line. So we try to do the best. And what we're seeing is that potentially one of these middle rows is a little bit longer than the rest. So we're seeing it bump out, but we're gonna go ahead and put a chain in the middle, pull it back and see if we can get it to be as even as possible. We're only talking about 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. We're just gonna do the best we can. We know it's not gonna be perfect. At 300 foot, we're not gonna make it perfect. So as long as it's plumb in the corners, that's really all I care about. If the middle has a little bit of something going on, we can take that out in our corners when we're running our steel. So, and you'll never see it. Greg, bring the top over your way a little. All right, so we got that corner way down there perfect on the 12-footer. And when I come back down 304 feet and I put my level here, that is really, really good. I could probably go out a hair, but you'll notice this, not even maybe a 3/8 of an inch gap here in the middle. That is what we were trying to overcome. And short of cutting all of our girts and just manufacturing this column to be straight, it really doesn't matter, because when we run our steel and we put our corner on, we will make up that little 3/8 of an inch in our corner detail. So the important thing for me is that when I put my 12-foot plate level up there, that way up there, I am basically plumbed up good with my bottom. That means when I go to put my trusses on, when I go to straighten out and square my roof, I should be really good. And at 304 feet, it's good enough for the girls I run with. This is a mono truss, but my conundrum is, how are we gonna lift them? Because normally we just go off the peak with equal dimensions and strap it, but this is lopsided because there's a ton of weight here and not there. So I think there's gonna be a little bit of learning curve trying to figure out where we pick this from. Each one of these trusses is 779 pounds. And I guess if I were thinking, okay, if this is half, that's probably twice as much weight as that, or similar, about twice as much. So if I come over maybe somewhere in this range as my center pick, yeah, I don't know. Awesome, thanks, Carl. Dude, Carl is just the man, dude. My engineer for these trusses. I call him and say, dude, I don't, do you know where I picked this up from? What's the middle? And he's like, yep, I figured you were going to ask me that question, and I haven't got around to doing that. He said, let me see what I can find out. I love it, man. Carl, everybody always asks where we get our trusses. Carl is the designer, the engineer up at Atlas Truss in Rockford, Illinois. We've been getting trusses from them forever. I buy them through ABC Supply. We've been up to their facility, we've done a video when we did my shop. It's just Carl's a good dude. He knows what he's doing, and they always give out either good product or they take care of any issues, which honestly, that's the biggest thing in the construction industry, working with people that stand behind it. So I think we're gonna wing this one because I think it's more important when we get to these raised bottom chords where there's really nothing to go off, but this is gonna sit on the wall pretty easily, I hope. So I think I'm just gonna hook some straps to it, lift it up. Carl will probably call us back right as we lift it and it falls apart, That's all right. So what's wrong with sliding it in this way?
Because now you got to wrap it around.
How is that harder?
Because now you got friction on that end instead of just going.
This is the epitome of there's more than one way to skin a cat, bro.
But I'm telling you the easiest way.
If it's easier for you, then do it that way.
There's still quite a bit of weight over here.
Too much weight.
Yeah, we might have to bring it down to I think we're gonna want it to become sit right in here.
I think that's just gotta be lowered right there.
In the center
right where your
there?
knees are. Right where your knee is. Right there. Problem is you have way too short of a strap up here going way down here. That's tight and that's loose. So if you have the same size straps.
So you want it to go down to here then?
No. Well, I don't think so.
I think we're just too close to the center with this strap. We need to get it out this way more.
So I think it's probably not horrible, but we're not balanced. That strap is too long, Greg. Hey, you guys want to know a fun fact? Fun fact is 6 years ago, Lane helped Greg and I do some trusses during the summer when he was in grade school, and how tall was Lane?
I mean, he was about this tall.
Yeah, about this tall. Now he's taller than both of us, and that's the owner's son, by the way.
Hard to believe.
So it's kind of fitting for Lane to come out on
Truss Day
and give us a hand real quick.
I think we got too much top weight.
Yeah, I'm trying to scoot back.
We got to move this one.
I don't think we have to. We just need more weight this way. We just need more weight on this end. Laying on that one, go ahead and run that cable on the backside also.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
Like that,
yep.
Yeah. It is better. Still have a little bit. Is there a way we can get it somewhere?
I know,
here?
I just don't like going on that freaking thing right there, man. As soon as you basket that again, it's gonna be longer. Because now that's kind of leaning over up there, see that?
Yeah, because a lot of weight up top.
All right, let's take it over there. I don't know how high I want to go up in this thing, dude.
I mean, you're pretty straight.
Am I?
Yeah.
Look at that, we made it to the top. Okay, whatever you do, no sudden movements, okay, Lane? So you guys remember when we cut these center plies for the end columns, I said I'm gonna take off a quarter because even if I figure the exact math, which, look at this, I'm really close. Because the angle, if I figure the center, this side will be sticking out, and look what we have right here. We have a purlin location. This is where purlin is gonna go, and this never fails, that if I would have cut this a 1/4 inch longer, it would have been up here and it would have been in the way of this purlin because we always go top side first. So you know what? That is a good example of messing up enough times that you finally learn to just take off a 1/4 inch so you're not in the way, and now look at that, it's like perfect. What? Look at that power.
You like that?
Yeah, I'm good here on the bottom.
All right.
Top is not, Greg.
Top is not.
No. Let's see, I want to be somewhat close.
Right.
Just so you, okay, go ahead. If I got the top tight, I would probably say I'm good. See, these were designed to be a 1/4 inch gap right here. So that's supposed to have a 1/4 inch gap, but we saw that our bottom cord was a 1/16 longer than it should be. Actually 3/16, but that's neither here nor there. So there should be a gap here, but that seems a little excessive through the middle. And that just could be because it's, you know, got a little bit of a bow to it too. It's hard to say how off this is because this was always supposed to have a 1/4 inch gap through here. That's the way the engineer did it exactly for this reason. So if we had some inconsistencies, we had some makeup space. But when you look down these 14-foot tall boards here that are making up this the side of the truss, they're not perfectly straight. So that's why we get a little bit more in the middle, but we've got basically our 1/4 inch gap up top. And we are a little bit tight down low because we measured it and it was a little bit long. So I don't know, I think it's probably as good as it's gonna get. Well, guys, now that we started, we can't stop. We've got trusses to put up, and now that it's up there, it looks a lot bigger than I was anticipating. Not that we're worried, I mean, we can handle this. It's gonna be challenging because of having to bring two trusses together. I think any imperfection will make our job a little bit more difficult. Tomorrow morning, the Magni shows up. That's gonna help us a lot. The goal is hopefully to build truss sets on the ground, swing them in one at a time so that we can be more efficient on the ground, more safe, and do less work up there. But after picking up these mono trusses with the telehandler, I hope we can figure out a good way to balance all that, because if not, it's gonna be a big pain in the butt. So let's roll this in tomorrow. I think Cole's coming. We got a bunch of purlins made up, and we're ready to put some trusses on now that we got the end started. Now I feel like we're ready to put up some trusses, baby. Let's go. Guys, how awesome is this? We got the Magni back. I mean, this is the perfect job for it. The amount of moving that we would have to do with the telehandler, it would be astronomical because of the length of this building. So hopefully our goal, and we're gonna try to get this set up, is that we can kind of set this in the middle here. We'll be able to reach off our truss pile and swing onto both sides and kind of work our way out of the building. Versus if we had to do the telehandler, we would have to pick off that pile and drive them all the way to the end and all the way around. We don't have enough room to put them all at the end. Even then, it would still be a 300-foot path to drive the whole time. Unfortunately, it's just me and Cole. Greg has got a man cold, and he's not gonna be here today on the best day ever, the truss day, the Magni day. So let's get these outriggers, let's get this set up, and let's swing a truss in or two.
Up. No, down. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go right here for now, and we'll do our first pick and see what happens. I'm fearful that that other end does not have much weight on it. Yeah, we need to get that a little bit lower. Honestly, I'm thinking I might try to pick right here. I'm just afraid of where that might take us, but
I'm like literally hanging on this thing right now, bro.
it's an odd truss. So, I mean, I don't really know. We're kind of limited on our pick points because of where the webs come together. And I'm limited because I've only got 10s, 12s. Oh, we do have an 8-foot. We do have an 8-foot. Would that help me at all?
That seems to be a little better.
Look at that.
That looks like money, dude.
It's almost like Carl built this thing so that we could lift it like this. That's beautiful.
It really is.
All right, well, we're dumb. We didn't need to use different size. It kind of just balanced itself out.
I'm just glad that I came up with the idea.
I'm glad, dude. Yeah, look at that. That's literally like money.
Yeah.
I guess this is the first truss with the Magni. It looks like we got the balance good, and Cole's gonna guide it in. We cannot do it like this every time. I mean, my goal is ultimately to get to where we're building them on the ground and kind of swinging in sections at a time. I think that's gonna be our most efficient, but for now, since Greg's not here, I think we're gonna do low risk and just do what we know we can do. Yeah, just like that, Cole. And now you just try to keep it lined up.
Too much. I'm in though.
Yeah. I went your way too much.
Yeah, just a little too much. There you go.
Oh boy. Okay. Cole, how far can I go your way? Does it look like it?
About 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah. I like that. Cole, we'll get that other lift in there too. I have no idea if this is gonna stay. I feel like I'm gonna make a temporary support to put up there. It's hard to tell until we take the weight off with the Magni. So let's go get the other one nailed. There'll be a lot of back and forth for the time being. What a day for Greg to have a cold.
I don't know what I was thinking, dude. I don't know what I was thinking.
Sorry, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to guide you,
Thanks, dude.
to lead you, to teach you.
I'm glad you're here, Papa.
No problem, son. It's all good, dude. Why does this one seem weirder?
That hook still has to settle, Dad.
Yeah, there we go. It was stuck. Oh, dude, this hangs so much nicer. Just don't stand underneath of it, Cole, ever.
Yeah.
Not that I expect any problems, but that's what accidents are.
Yeah.
This is what I just love about this Magni, man, is obviously it's easy. I feel super safe because I'm not sitting in the cab. I don't feel my, thing bucking around when I'm in the telehandler. I can see everything. I know exactly where it's at. I can move around. I got the controls right here. It's almost like a cheat code. Pull it in there, Cole.
It's kind of hard.
Oh, you're on the wrong side, dog. There we go.
Oh,
Skills to pay the bills, man.
could be money. Could be the move.
You're gonna put one down here. Like, this is the bottom.
Yep.
We want to come up a couple inches. Couple inches into the end. Okay. Follow it down.
Sink it.
Sink it up. Okay. And then look, this side you did the right side. So what side are we gonna do on this side?
The right side.
The right side. That way they're not, they're kind of opposite each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes, well, that did pretty good. Well, these are going to get through bolts. So this is somewhat of a, not temporary, but full-time temporary deal. We'll end up putting bolts through here, and that's going to be really what locks it in.
Okay.
But this is just for now. So that's what you'll do here. That's got to be tight, and this has to be down all the way.
Okay.
Pretty simple. And if there's ever a time where these ears are like one's touching and the other one's way off, that's when then we have to like drive a screw in the ear that's not touching to suck it in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I get what you're saying.
So that's it. So once you're done with that, take your rope off, you come down, and we're ready for the next one. Let's get this lift loaded with purlins. This is gonna be tricky. I gotta actually be on the outside, and you're gonna be on the inside with the little lift. This is like your first big break, man.
Yeah.
Uncle Greg's gonna come back and be like, no way Cole did all this. No way. Because I'm going to be out there lining up the truss perfectly, and you're going to be in here, and I'll probably just come with you and make sure it's good after like a couple, or to start, because it's kind of important.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. Keep going, keep going. All right, now set it all the way down, and then roll your forks forward out of it. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Now back up. Now drive into this one. This is a little bit trickier, man. This thing is kind of... Actually, what the heck?
What happened?
Well, I was literally just going to tell you, you got to be careful because this thing is kind of in a bad spot. And what happened is Greg probably dropped this here, and when he backed out, this was grabbed and it just yanked it backwards. So just tilt your thing. Yeah, there you go. Take it up. Now just lift your arm up. You got to get into it and lift your arm up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now tilt it back. There you go. Yeah. Tilt it all the way back, Cole.
Tilt it all the way back.
Then once you've lifted it off, now put your locks in. take your arms straight up, not the boom, just your arms. And drive forward. Go straight up. It's gonna be out of balance. I'm gonna have to rebalance it. All right, set her back down. Keep going. All right, now lift it up. Lift it up. Okay, lift it up more. There you go. All right. Where are you going? We're going in there. Okay, now come on in. Go to your right. Keep going to your right, Cole. We're gonna make sure we're above our line and that your line is in the center of the truss. Now you should have no problem moving that truss. It should move freely and easily.
Yeah, it does.
So when you get that nail close, you make sure you're good before you put it in that first pound, you know, into the lumber actually. Okay, so always important for me to get mine.
Yep.
Because I'm the one that ultimately does matter. Yours doesn't have to be perfect. I just want you to try to be perfect. So get your nail started so you get an idea. Cole, look at this. You're gonna be about that far in before you hit. So get it pounded in about that far. And you know what I do sometimes? Go ahead and pound it in. Now lift it up a little.
Lift what up a little?
Lift up the board and pound that nail, and you'll see your tip pop out. Up.
Yo. Okay.
Okay, so now you can set that nail
Right where it has to be?
right where it has to be so that when you pound it, it goes in. Okay? So take them up to the line.
Up to the line.
Slow and steady, man. We're not looking to break a record. We want to be precise. My hand is locked on the purlin.
Okay.
Now my arm is locking this right where I want it. So now I can sit here and get it it's moving a lot. Okay. So I'm using, this is holding.
Yeah.
And then I can use my elbow. Now if I'm going the other way, I'm gonna push like this.
Sorry.
You hold
here,
yours
Dad.
on your line. Not necessarily perfect in and out, but just up and down so that you're above your line.
Yeah, I'm above.
Yeah. So that helps me make sure that like we're going in kind of square. All right, now you can go ahead and start doing it. And if you want, wait for the next one. That's what Greg does a lot of times. He just waits and does the second one and then nails that one wherever it is.
Low key, dude, this one's like perfect.
Well, if it's low key perfect, then low key hit it. This will make you a better hammerer. Okay, now twist it. There you go. Yep, just like that. You'll get her. Man, you're doing good.
This building's got a lot of purlins, dude.
Oh yeah.
This feels like more than normal.
Swing it like normal.
Dude.
There you go. Step up on it and get over top of it, just like that. There you go. You're just getting that fatigue because you're not used to swinging a big old hammer. Come on, buddy.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
Come on. Oh,
No!
freaking wind.
Yes!
Heck yeah, buddy.
You got a long way to go this way, Dad.
Do I?
Yeah, a few inches.
You're gonna hit it 1, 2, and then this long one, make sure it's somewhat flush, okay? And then come back from the other side. If you hit from this side, it doesn't work as good. You always want to come.
It can pull away.
Yes, yes. 1, 1, 2,
Okay.
3, okay?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That is literally your job. You have to, if you mess up on these lines, then our purlins will get off. That is the only thing that will keep our roof straight. So I'll send them over and you're gonna be underneath. We're gonna go under, below the line.
Below the line.
And then the next time we'll go above the line. You're the one that determines our speed here.
I'm the pacemaker?
Yes, you are the pacemaker. I'm just waiting for you. There, now hammer. All right, well, okay.
That didn't work at all.
Well, it's... I'm glad you're my son, you know? If you were Greg, I might come over there.
I need to hammer that one in. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep nailing. So Cole and I got done with these 2 bays, and while it's not a ton of work for one day, 2 bays one day, it's kind of hard because it's the start of the building, and we got to take some time to get things locked in, braced off, and that'll make the rest of this truss job a lot better. And honestly, there's still a ton to do on these 2 bays of trusses. We've got wind ties that go on the bottom cord. We've got wind ties that go on some of these webs. And that's all going to stiffen up this first section. But for the night, we're going to go ahead and put some chains up, get it braced down, and then we'll be back. I feel pretty good, Cole. It's not what I wanted to do today. I thought we'd get more done, but I think we learned a lot today, right?
I would agree.
Yeah, so guys, I think there's going to be a lot more to go on this build. We got a ton of trusses, clearly. So definitely stick around. Maybe hit the subscribe button. Cole learned a lot today. He definitely made some progress, and I bet you throughout this job, he's going to get even better. So give him a thumbs up if you would. And yeah, we're going to brace this up. We're going to clean up for the day, get out of here, and we'll be back with a lot more trusses, a lot more Magni, and hopefully a lot more awesome content. So we'll catch you guys later. Dang it. I wish I didn't have to climb down this wall now. Ugh.